doing something different today, kids. We're going live right off the
All right,
bat.
guys, if you hear something upstairs, that's my mother watching the game.
Hey, guys, we're live tonight on Open Mic Sports Conversation. I think we're on, I don't even know. Are we on episode 5, guys, or episode 4? I don't know. Waiting on John and Rich. I know they did a show, little SummerSlam preview. I saw it went live about 7. So I don't believe they were still recording, but I really didn't look. I just know they went live. Anyway, we got Dylan to my right. We got Jamie to Dylan's right. I'm looking at the screen, guys, but really,
anyway,
left. Down below, we have Joe, and over on the far right, we have. Oh, I thought you were going to say your name, Jay.
Oh yeah, I'm Jamie. What's up?
Oh man. So, guys, trade deadline today, or do you want to talk about the Olympics?
Let's think. Trade deadline?
Yeah, I haven't watched a single minute of the Olympics, probably won't. I'm watching a lot of baseball these days, so I vote trade deadline.
Yeah, I mean, the Olympics, as far as the Olympics, the competition's good, but there's a political side in the opening ceremony that we don't really want to talk about. So let's just talk about baseball and the trade deadline.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Jay, you went through this mess at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, I went down to see.
No, I said you went through this mess at Dodger Stadium when they invite the freaks up.
Oh yeah, that's another discussion for another day. We'll have to table that for now.
Okay, all right. Anyway, trade deadline today, Jay. I sent you a text a little bit after it happened. You didn't get back to me. Were you celebrating or what?
No, I was actually on the phones at work, so I couldn't respond to you at the time. I'm sorry.
I figured that I didn't know if you saw that you got it back or not. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, aside from Garrett Crochet, actually, I wanted Jack Flaherty over Garrett Crochet for a number of reasons. First and foremost, that Flaherty wasn't running his mouth, demanding a 10-year freaking payroll extension before he got traded. So that's good there for starters. But number two, what amazed me the most about this deal, guys, and actually for the entire Dodgers trade deadline, they gave up only one top 15 prospect to get all of their guys. As far as Jack Flaherty is concerned, they gave up young catcher Tyron Lisiano, and then they also gave up, who was the other guy here? Tyson Wheeler. Those two guys weren't even in the Dodgers' top 30 prospect when the last time I saw. So the fact that Andy was able to fleece the Tigers to get Flaherty for 2 mid-level prospects at best, that is huge. That is huge. Whoops, sorry, guys, my iPad slipped. So obviously, for certain reasons, Flaherty will stabilize the front end of that rotation, take a little bit of pressure off Clayton Kershaw as he continues to slowly get back into the grind of the major league field there. And he will help a lot of their other guys coming off the injured list as well. I love Flaherty. He has postseason experience more than anything. He was a stud when he pitched for the Cardinals in the postseason a few years back. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Tommy Edman. Dylan said it best when he tweeted out earlier, Jason, you're going to love Edman batting against left-handers. I think I will if he plays because he's still recovering from a hip injury. But you're right, Dylan. I love his splits against lefty-righties, and he obviously fulfills the need at many positions in the field, can play multiple outfield spots, multiple infield spots. They also got Michael Kopech from the White Sox to stabilize the back end of that bullpen. They get Ahmed Rosario, again, is this deja vu, who, by the way, his plus WRC when I last checked was, I think, 117, which is a career high for him, batting .307 coming into the trade deadline with Tampa. Overall, if I had to grade the Dodgers trade deadline today, guys, I would probably give it a solid B for Andy Freeman and Brandon Gomes. They did very well with this trade deadline.
By the way, Trader Jack strikes again. Not Jack McKean, but Jack Flaherty. But Jack Flaherty was nasty for the Colts in 2019. Braves fans are still probably.
Yeah, he was, and also Dylan. He's a local boy coming home. He played at at Notre Dame High out there in Westlake Village in Southern California, which is a suburb of Southern California. So he's going to be back home, be with the local crowd. I think he'll fit nice in the Dodger Stadium confines there. And Mark Pryor's done a good job as their pitching coach so far. So I think Pryor will be able to continue to rub off on him there a little bit and build on what's been really so far a solid season for Flaherty. So, yeah, I like him more than I like Garrett Crochet.
Hey, Jason, my question to you is, with the Dodgers getting Flaherty, does this mean Walker Buehler, if he comes back, will be like a not really a starter, but like a super reliever, like something what the Brewers did with Josh Hader a few years ago?
Or what the Yankees did with Michael King last year, too.
Or what the Yankees did with Jabba Chamberlain.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent question.
Oh,
Bring up a very good point. And I think the answer to that is yes, because with Walker Buehler, he's clearly not ready to be a front end of the rotation starter yet. Just not comfortable, hasn't fully rehabbed either mentally or physically from his Tommy John surgery, which is the second one in his career, by the way. And I would not be surprised if the Dodgers, when they activate Buehler off the IL, whenever that is, that they actually use him more as a short inning guy out of the bullpen to start with. Because, it just seems to me like upstairs, Buehler just wasn't ready when he came back. And he's been on the IL for over a month now with a so-called hip injury. And he even had to step away from the Dodgers to do his rehab, which tells me, again, why more of his hurdles dealt between the ears rather than what was on his shoulder or his elbow. So, but yeah, Dylan, I agree with you. I can see him in that type of role when he does come back.
Yeah, and also because, the Dodgers could be in better shape rotation-wise than last year with, like, Bobby Miller and Lance Lynn over playoff games. Bobby Miller's scuffling in AAA. Assuming LA's rotation is healthy, Glasnow will start game 1, Yamamoto 2, Kershaw 3, and Flaherty 4. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, and on paper, that's a solid postseason rotation. But if I have to counter that, I'm still very, very concerned though about Clayton's health. We have no idea if and when that shoulder is going to go out again. Same thing with Yamamoto. We have no idea when his shoulder is going to go out on him again. Those guys are still going to have some residual rust on them. Again, I like the rotation on paper, but there's just not a lot of street cred on there so far as the health is concerned. So that remains to be seen.
And Jamie, the Yankees were active, first getting Jazz Chisholm, and then today Mark Leiter Jr. First off, I think the Yankees are contractually obligated to get everybody named Leiter in New York at one point in their career.
Yeah, but the one thing I'll say about what the Yankees did, though, Dylan, I think the Yankees, Joe and I talk about this on our show all the time, is they were obviously in buyer's mode, but they had to be cautious about what they could do in buyer's mode. And I think they were smart. They were in buyer's mode, but they got a player that at least is still 26 years old. He's in his prime, and who knows, he could end up staying with the Yankees depending on what happens with Soto, what happens next year. He could be a long-term stay on the team. But yeah, but anyway, as a Yankees fan, I'll tell you, Dylan, those three prospects you got, they're definitely gonna be on at least Agustin Ramirez. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes the Marlins, because he was working his way up slowly with the Yankees and he was at AAA Scranton, and he was about one call up away from making the Yankees. But I wouldn't be surprised if he makes the Marlins roster, because he has a better chance of making it there than he would have with the Yankees. Same thing with the other two prospects they came off.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I heard this. Is it true the Marlins ended up with about 14 prospects out of this?
Between the Marlins and Rays, I think they ended up with more prospects than what the Cubs gave up in 2016. But that's the story.
Just think, like I said, Dylan, all these prospects that they got, they came from winning organizations, but they would have had a lesser chance to make that big league roster. But now most of them are coming to the Marlins where, yeah, they're
Mhm.
struggling, but they have a better shot at least making the big club with the Marlins than they did with their other teams.
Yeah, and if the Marlins do this right, they could be really competitive, in the very near future.
You'll like Agustin Ramirez, though. I think he's going to be the best prospect of the bunch you got from the Yankees.
Well, I know
Yeah.
the Pirates gave up their 17th and 18th prospect for De La Cruz. I know that. I don't know how many other teams gave up everything in the house for them, but that was two there.
Well, we're going to talk about one of those teams, but
Yeah, but Adam, you got the best prospect right now, and his name's Paul Steen, so you don't have to worry.
Prospect, Dammy. That's the real deal.
Yeah,
No, I'm kidding. That was a joke, buddy.
you know what? Jason was talking about the Dodgers not giving up a lot. Now, to take it from a Mets perspective, and we'll talk more about this on the Subway Conversation chat tomorrow. But, the Mets, I think, they didn't get a Jack Flaherty or somebody like that, but they got some decent, pitching here. And I thought I heard before or looked this up that they didn't give up any of their top 20 prospects or top 24 or something like that. So I was very happy with that the Mets, didn't give up a lot of prospects. But I'll tell you real quick, the trade that the Mets didn't make that I'm happiest about, Pete Alonso is still a Met. And again, maybe it's just because, they're still in the race here. But that to me was number one in this whole thing is just not letting him go. And that's what makes me the happiest is, again, not only did they not give up prospects for some decent pitching help, but Pete Alonso is still a Met, at least looks like now till the end of the season here.
And you loaded up on the bullpen too, Joe, which was good.
Right. They needed help there. They got a good starter, so, and again, without giving up a lot. So that's always good.
Oh, and they're up 2-0 on the Twins, by the way, bottom of the 8th. I just saw it.
Yeah, I was saying, backstage, I was afraid here that one of those, Sean Manaea pitched an amazing game today, and he could have gone into the 8th, and they took him out, and they put, Stanek in, one of their new pitchers. I was like, oh, great. He's going to come in with this 2-0 lead when Manaea should have stayed in the game and blow it. Luckily, that didn't happen. So we're off to a good start as far as some of these pickups here.
And you and I, Joe, what do we always say? We want to see these pitchers pitch as long as they can, but in this era, it doesn't really happen too much. And we wanted to see Paul Skeens get his no-hitter, but he got pulled, sadly, for that. Adam, I know that's got to be frustrating, though.
Yeah, we talked about the no-hitter becoming extinct, but it didn't. One of them just happened earlier this week, a Padre.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about that yet on our show, Joe, but we might, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dylan Cease threw a no-hitter against the Washington Nationals.
Dylan Cease, yep.
That's
So
right.
just
Cease is batters to exist.
So just in the San Diego Marlins trade, the Padres gave up their 2, 4, 5, and 24. So they have 5 that I can count in the top 20. 2 from the Pirates and 3 from the Padres. So if we're going top 30, then they just put the 24th pick. So there's 5 right there in 2 trades.
And didn't
So
the Marlins?
I was curious. I was curious on how to look. Jay, were you looking it up? I know you were looking on the computer.
I'm sorry. Who were you looking for there, Adam?
We were just trying to figure out how many Marlins prospects they got today.
What about the White Sox of all teams?
Wait a minute.
Boy, I feel really bad for the
Like
White
every
Sox.
time I turned around, it was the Marlins.
The Marlins had to have 14, but the White Sox probably got to have like 25.
I feel really bad for the White Sox fan base. If I was a White Sox fan now, I'd be pissed as hell because I remember just
when did that happen? The Pirates traded Martin Perez today. Did anyone notice that?
No, that one went under the radar. But, Joe, I remember
I'm not a Pirates fan, Adam, so
Martin Perez from
couldn't
the Pirates
attest to
for
that.
Jimenez.
But yeah, I remember when the White Sox a few years ago, when they had Eloy Jimenez, when they had Luis Robert, when they had Yohan Moncada, when they had all these other young talented players, they were talking about countering the Cubs World Series championship in 2016 with the boys on the South Side. and it never materialized because those young players, as talented as they are, could just never stay healthy. Now
Right.
Chris Getz, the GM, does what I think was the right call. He decided to do a dump, get rid of these guys, and try and reboot everything. Again, if I was a White Sox fan, I would be pissed as hell, and I wouldn't be pissed because of the record. I'd be pissed because, hey, you told us we were going to have a championship caliber team here. What the fuck happened? Pardon my French.
Yeah, but you can never that's the one great thing though about being a crappy team like that is you're never gonna apologize for getting prospects. Same thing when you're a buyer, you're never gonna apologize for getting proven guys. It's the way it is.
Okay,
now.
just curious. Luis Garcia went to the Red Sox today for 4 prospects. Garcia's 37 years old. Did Boston possibly lose this one?
Nah, Boston give up. Boston's actually got a good phone system. Didn't really give up anybody big. But back to the White Sox for a minute.
Or you
You know
count them
what?
still?
You could argue in many ways the White Sox were a big loser because guess who they didn't trade today? Garrett Crochet and Luis Robert. You know, I don't know if it was the player or the agent, but Garrett Crochet now, instead of being dealt to LA, San Diego, or elsewhere, is now going to have to pitch the rest of the year in Chicago for a team that might and Joe will know this one that might break the 1962 Mets for futility.
I'm rooting for it. You know, and the way the White Sox are playing right now, it just may happen.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it Casey Stengel the manager of that team?
Yes, he was.
Yep. Casey Stengel was the manager of that team, and the star players on that team, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, were Ed Kranepool and Tommy Agee, baby.
But
Yeah,
Dylan, let's remember though, the 1962 Mets, they were an expansion franchise, so that was expected back then for them not to be that
Yes, they
great. The
were.
White Sox weren't an expansion team.
Yeah, and that's true. And like I said, so Jason was saying about I'd be ticked off if I was a White Sox fan. Yeah, they were set to go, and now you're within what 5 years. This team that was supposed to, you know, possibly be a dynasty, you know, now or even a team like the Astros or like the Orioles are probably going to be. We're within less than 5 years. We're blowing it up again and starting the process all over again. That was supposed to, you know, lead them to a championship now. So it's kind of ridiculous. And I just attribute that to mismanagement, bad luck, as far as, again, like you said, those guys getting hurt.
Well,
but not supposed to be this way.
Not to interrupt you, Joe, but I just wanted to bring in possibly the home run king for taking batting practice this morning at Fenway. And I just wanted to know, did you hit one this morning or not?
I wish. I can't. You know, I came close to the red seat. It was close, man. They only gave me a certain amount I could hit. No. So I don't know if you informed the rest of the gents. Obviously, I had the privilege.
I was going to let you do it.
Appreciate it. Sorry to bother you and everybody. I apologize. I had a live a little earlier with Rich. Had some stuff I had to take care of. So he said he was coming in. He said he was going to be in for us for tonight. I know he was like looking off camera a little bit earlier, so he might have some stuff going on at home with the littles. So I had the privilege, honor. Go ahead.
Hold on. I text you and your phone's either off or not. It just said not delivered.
Who, Rich?
No, you.
Me?
Yeah, I tried sending you a text earlier and it didn't work.
Stupid asshole.
No, right?
All right, so I had the privilege, honor, 15 other words I could use to describe it. I get to stand on the right side of the plate over at Fenway Park today, courtesy of Sam Adams. Shout out to Boston Beer Company. Took 15 pitches in the batter's box. It was awesome. Hit a couple up between the third and short side. Got one elevated into the outfield. Nothing against the wall. Nothing over the wall, unfortunately. Amazing experience. The staff at Fenway was amazing. The brunch we had after that was great as well, and an awesome VIP tour as well around Fenway. So it was just something that was amazing for me to do, and to just be on that. I was in the dugout. I got a whole bunch of pictures. Some I'll be using for backgrounds for a lot of shows coming up. We were in the dugout. We were on the field. Just amazing time. And it was just amazing to kind of swing it the way some of the famous right-handers have done in at Fenway Park. So it was awesome to be there, an awesome experience.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Someone who does spring training and jet to the park, I wish
Who wrote could the dancing team beat the White Sox?
I didn't hear any. I'm sorry. What was
Dylan wrote that. Could the Savannah Bananas beat the Chicago White Sox? And then I put OMG taking the year right here. LOL.
Oh man. Anyway,
Wow.
I've only got to put the tarp on at PNC Park, so that was the most I've been on the field. At PNC Park. And that tarp
This is
was
the best take, Dylan. This is the hottest take I've heard since I was driving back from a Bills game when they lost to the Cleveland Browns 6-3, and the Bills were just like awful to start out the year. And this one guy goes, "Do you think the Bills could beat the Syracuse Orange?" This is when they were in their. This was back during the drought years.
Yeah.
So John, being in Fenway, hitting more line drives like the Red Sox. Oh wait, the Red Sox are actually playing a crappy game tonight against the Mariners. More errors, just everything you can't have in a baseball.
Fenway tonight, he's on fire right now.
Who?
Yeah.
Jay, sorry.
Dude is on fire. No. Never mind.
So
It's just funny. Like, you see what happened last night, and then we tuned in tonight. It's like it's the exact opposite, and that's kind of the one problem that the Sox have had this year with this team. It's like you come out fire, and then you lose 2 or 3 to New York. Then you come out, blow away the Mariners, and they come out tonight and you just give it up, just like you did. They given it to you just like you gave it to them last night. So
Over yet. I'm telling you, what the 5th inning? I mean, they came back.
I don't know. I'm not saying it's over, but just like the fact that like we're kind of, it's almost like if you took the names away, you'd be like, oh, it's the same thing as last night, right? Like it just kind of flipped. But the Sox did a good job. I mean, they picked up a decent amount of pitching. Nothing starting.
Do you think you gave
Locked up Cora to a 3-year deal. You were worried about that, John, and they did it.
Yeah, no, I mean, because the numbers don't lie, right? This team, everyone in this room, I don't know what team whatever team you lost. If you looked at the Sox, there's no way you were saying the Sox would be 3rd place, 6 games out, and 3 games out of the wild card at this point in the year going into August. There's no way, shape, or form. You can't deny what Cora does with a team. It's been tried. It's been true. He takes these guys. He's a player's coach. He knows how to get to them, get them to perform, and it's just a matter of if you're going to be successful down the road. Who knows what's happening with ownership? They have been talked about that Henry's looking to sell. Maybe you want a manager in place that's going to be able to be at the helm of that team, no matter who comes in, who's on the ownership side of that. But this team, they have a shot. I mean, if they play decent ball, obviously they're going to take a little more lumps from better teams, but they have a chance to definitely get into that wild card and make the playoffs interesting.
Well, when you got the Yankee killer, Rafael Devers, on your team, you definitely have a shot.
One of the top 2 or 3 AL Rookie of the Years on our lineup. Don't forget about that, man. That dude, definitely a star to come.
I know him as a Garrett Cole and Yankee killer.
Oh, Devers?
John, I have a quick question. I just brought this up a minute ago, but now that you're here, maybe you could give an honest opinion. Do you feel you gave too many prospects up to Anaheim for Garcia?
That's tough, man. I mean, two of those guys, I don't think we're ever really going to really come up and do any damage, do anything that was like, okay, they make an impact. If it tells me one thing right now, I don't know if Henry's the one writing the checks, pulling the strings. At the end of the day, it tells me that they believe in this team. That's what this told me. Did they give a little too much? Maybe. They knew they needed pitching in the middle to get from the front to the back at the end during a game. Could it be pricey down the road? Maybe. They weren't exactly top 5, top 10 prospects, so I'm not too worried about it. There's still a lot of guys down here playing down the street for me that have a great future, doing a lot of great things for Boston when they get called up. But it made me happy to see that we were buyers, regardless of. I mean, if you're up here in New England, everyone, no matter what you do here, they should have. What are they doing, giving up that kid? They should have just gave up the one. What are you doing? Why? No matter what you do, buy, sell, doesn't matter up here. But if you're a fan, you watch it for what it is. This team, they clearly are. It's what Boston wants, but it's what they don't want. Oh, they don't want to invest in the team. They invest in the team. They give away some prospects. Oh, you gave away too much. No one's ever happy. Just like I'm sure in a lot of other markets across the country. But the fact is, you can see that they're Breslow, Henry, hopefully the rest of ownership, whether how long they're for the long term, the short term, seeing what they have. I think that they believe in this team and what happened during this trade deadline, bringing what they could to kind of help them get over that hump and get into the wild card and maybe make a dent in the playoffs. I think that says a lot.
And by the way, John, as someone who sees the Red Sox in spring training, none of the guys you gave up looks like a big time prospects. I don't think the Red Sox still have a default system with Anthony, with Tio, a couple other guys, Marcelo Meyer. So the Red Sox still have the phone system to make moves or have some young guys come up maybe next year. Look out, 2020.
By the way, John, really quickly, I would like to apologize to you on behalf of all Dodgers fans for the fact that you guys had to put up with James Paxton and Yohan Ramirez. Now, when I'm checking the stat lines right now, I see James Paxton being James Paxton, gave up 6 runs in 4 innings. Yohan Ramirez being Yohan Ramirez, gave up, this is a shot, guys. 3 runs in just 1 inning of work. I'll tell you what. Yohan Ramirez couldn't save a cat out of a tree, much less throw a fastball straight. And as for James Paxton, the Big Maple is starting to run a little bit dry there, so much so that you can't pour any more of his syrup on his pancakes. So, John, please accept my apologies for the Dodgers dumping Paxton and Yohan Ramirez on you. All I got to say, my friend, is lots of luck with those 2 clowns.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm a fan of I'm a big fan, and regardless if it's a Sox, I'm a big fan of low risk, high reward. But Paxton, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, come on, man! Like, there was no one else.
Ever since he left
all the other teams,
he was good on the Yankees, but then he was never the same after that.
In this situation, John, it's low risk, low reward, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like when I saw that happen, I went, wait a minute, wait. There's no one else.
No, but
nobody else picked up the phone. Nobody else wanted to do any business with you. That's what we got.
Right? Yes, Jamie.
But
here's the thing. I originally had to deal with James Paxton, and he wasn't bad on the Yankees, but he just hasn't been the same after that.
Well, and yeah, he's had too many shoulder injuries. He's had too many oblique injuries. He's had too many knee injuries. He's had too many elbow injuries. It's like, how much more mileage can you put on a 36-year-old lefty whose arm angle barely touches the rubber when he brings it over to throw the ball? You know, I was at Dodger Stadium 2 weeks ago, the last start he made before he got traded, and Paxton was all over the place. I mean, he covered the entire 909 area code of Southern California just because he did not have any damn control. And when you look at the way he begins his windup, he's a lefty just like me. His arm is way down here.
I love
and it comes
pause.
way up here.
Hey, Jay, look, our friend's come back.
No way. No way. Logan.
Logan,
get your butt in here,
oh,
man.
Hail Logan. Oh, hail Logan.
I'm gonna message him and see if he wants to jump on with us.
Hey, Logan, Yachty or Molina, get in here, buddy.
F. Stan Kroenke.
Right?
He always said that.
So let me ask the room. We'll start over with Adam. Just go around. So with the moves the Sox made, the Sox obviously some pitching. They got a 17th catcher on the team now. What do you guys think that's enough to at least? I mean, they're only 1 game back right now, sitting here July 30th. Do the Sox get the wild card? How far do the Sox go this year?
We start with me. I think.
So with you.
Okay. Floor's mine, I guess, on this one. So I think since they were buyers, it shows everyone, like you said earlier, John, that they're in. and I think they can get into this. It's wide open. I mean, 3 wild cards, and I think they can get it. Can they possibly win 3 on the road, or 2 on the road to take the series, that opening series, and then get back into a normal series? I guess it depends where the pitching is. And are we going to get a Rafi Devers like he's playing right now tonight, who's being the only producer? He has all 4 RBIs tonight, right now. Is the team going to step up? I guess that's another question. But they can't play like this and expect to be playing in November. I guess we're playing around Thanksgiving now for the World Series.
Yeah.
Set my mind back up.
John, I don't know if the Red Sox have to start in pitching depth. I mean, these guys like Cutter Crawford have never thrown a full season in the big leagues. Now throwing in the dog days of August. I don't know if the Sox have enough starting pitching depth, particularly when the Orioles have Corbin Burns. The Yankees might have Rodano, whatever's left of Garrett Cole. The Astros, if they could ever get Verlander going, the Seattle staff. Yeah. I think the Red Sox are good. I think Boston will finish over 500, but it might be. I mean, could Boston sneak in a wild card? Maybe. I like Minnesota. I mean, I think Kansas City and the Yankees. I think I think the Red Sox are going to be close, but not quite.
Holy smokes.
Logan.
Wow, the triumphant return. Yadier Molina.
Let me talk to you.
Hello.
Hello, Logan. How are you, Mr.
Hey, Logan, can I get a caw? Caw's the loss. St. Louis Battlehawks, baby. Let me hear it.
Oh gosh, my cacao no longer works anymore. So
I feel like that's just a symptom of middle age. Actually, that's just
Yeah.
I had to bring up UFL, man, because that's like the Rams now. That's like the Rams now. The UFL, the Battlehawks.
everyone's against me. It's okay. This isn't vodka, by the way. It's just water. Don't worry.
That's what I tell my boss too.
Oh, how is everyone? I don't.
Around the room, right above you, you have John Anthony, Boston guy, Dylan, Florida guy, Jamie up there in New York.
He knows who I am.
Yeah.
I remember you.
They both do our Subway conversation on the channel. And they, then you have Dodger Jason, obviously Jason and Logan, way back.
Dodger Jason.
Dodger
Nice.
Jason, yeah.
Yep.
So, Logan, what are your thoughts on this trade deadline today?
I love it. It was awesome sauce because nothing happened at all, it seemed like. The Dodgers got Michael Kopech, who is like dead weight, it seemed like.
They also got Kevin Kiermaier, too. Don't leave him out.
But Bravo knows him as Brielle Bierman's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. In about 2 weeks, Jason's going to be all over Twitter posting 20 times a day talking about how, oh my gosh, we paid so much for Michael Kopech. We should have kept Miguel Vargas. And then he's going to complain about how they have no relief pitchers as they win 112 games this year. But
Damn
it's
right.
okay.
Damn
The
right.
guy's
I
a
will.
flamethrower, though. He's got a 101 mile an hour fastball, though, Cope.
Damn right I will, Logan. And I'm not going to disappoint you either, buddy. All right.
And then the Mets are doing. I think they should have gotten rid of Alonso. Honestly, I don't know why they were
Don't
buying
tell
at
Joe
the
that.
deadline. I know, but Joe,
Once he goes, I feel like that's when all hope is lost, and that's it. Like, here we go.
Everyone
Yeah, you
keeps
guys
saying-
weren't on when I made my comment about that. I said that was my favorite trade of the whole trade deadline is the fact that Alonso did not let go. He's just starting to heat up now at the right time. And there's a whole bunch of reasons that I won't get into now, but I think it was the right move to keep him.
Man, I just don't get it. I don't get like the Blue Jays and the Mets, I think just kind of squandered their chances, especially the Blue Jays. They should have gotten rid of Gossman, and they should have gotten rid of Bassett. I mean, Gossman to the Dodgers would have been awesome. But I think there was just so much that could have worked out, and it didn't. And I get that because we have like 20 teams that can make the the playoffs now, and so the playoffs are no longer special in any way. So every team thinks they got a chance to win the World Series. I mean, even the Pirates, they got Brian De La Cruz and a couple other guys, and Adam's already here getting his 2024 Pirates pennant tattoo.
Oh
Right across the butt cheeks, right in the love handles.
Like a tramp stamp?
Yeah, because he's just looking to get screwed. But anyways,
that's SNL material there, buddy.
but sorry, Adam. I was actually really.
I guess I kind of almost got put into that situation, which would have been really bad.
But anyways.
You can ask Jamie how many times I've complained about the modern Major League Baseball playoff format. I keep saying how we're going to get our Padres Twins World Series that nobody's going to watch.
Oh God,
it's so true. It's watered down so badly. I hate the system because the best teams don't get rewarded. So you're right.
It dilutes the second half of the regular season as you've seen the past 2 years. I feel like it does.
We were talking about the Red Sox chances, and I was going to comment on that. I mean, first of all, I think the Red Sox could get in. And again, if they get hot at the right time, they could get to the World Series. So can, like you said, 20 other teams here. I'm a Mets fan, and they're on the fringe. And, the good thing is I'm thinking, shoot, they get hot at the right time, and they're, going far. But I just don't like.
We got a Diamondbacks Rangers World Series last year. Everybody remembers that.
And I
least watched World Series of all time, by the way.
I want that Twins Padres World Series because that's the only way Major League Baseball is going to do something about this, and because nobody will watch it and they'll get slaughtered in the ratings. And hopefully they'll make some necessary changes, from that. So
they won't.
I've actually got a Wolves World Series. I've actually had a Wolves World Series. How about Twins Pirates, where every game be like 25 degrees?
Yeah, no shit.
The rematch from '92.
Well, since they're playing the World Series now around Thanksgiving, so.
But we got the Sid Dream. That's got to be very fun.
I think wild card teams should not have a day off. I think there's 162, and then the next day the bottom seeds play each other, and then right after the series is over, they play the division winners or whatever. They get to
that makes the most sense. Like you're the bottom. Why do you get any breaks? You go right into
it. Because teams like the Dodgers last year who had like a week off.
Right.
They got screwed because they had the best record in baseball. And then these wild card teams, they get so much rest. I'm like, why do you guys get an advantage? No. That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Make them work.
Yeah, I think you give them at the least amount of advantage, and then you help the first seed out. Because, I was happy with the World Series last year because, I was a Rangers fan for the last month. But, it's just stupid because, that wasn't a fun World Series for people who are not in the atmosphere as we are. Like, we don't watch we watch baseball like 24 hours a day. We consume it like it's water. But to the people outside, they're like, who cares about the Rangers and the Diamondbacks, especially the Diamondbacks? But anyways.
Yeah, they didn't deserve to. I don't think they deserve to be there. But, there's just so much about it. I was thinking as a Mets fan too, as they start getting hot, maybe we can make a run at the division. And then I took a second to step back and say, you know what? It would be more of an advantage to a team like the Mets to not win the division and again, get hot at the right time. And just the best teams are rewarded with a loss of all that momentum. If the Mets were, first of all, it's never going to happen, but if the Mets were to make a run and win that division, their reward is a weak loss of all that momentum that got them there, and it would be a disadvantage. Again, they'd be much better off going in as a wild card and then making a run after that, and so would any other team. It's a shame that winning a division is a disadvantage in this system.
I don't know all the rules on like the week off. Are they allowed to play like college teams? Are they allowed to play their farm teams? need
Yeah.
to stay like at least loose.
I know
Or-
some teams have had scrimmages with their AAA affiliates before. I can't remember who did that, but it wasn't that long ago. It seemed like that they did that.
Jay, what did the Dodgers do during that break?
Dodgers didn't do a damn thing during that break. And you can tell. Though actually what they did, allegedly, according to the analytics master himself, Dave Roberts, they held some simulated games, primarily for their pitchers' benefits. But yeah, aside from that, as you could tell, because Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman couldn't hit hole in Swiss cheese during the postseason last year, they didn't do a damn thing. So I'm hoping that if they get back into the postseason this year, which I'm sure they will, I'm sure that they will have learned their lesson from last season. And because you don't take two MVPs who all of a sudden just forget how to hit in October, especially when you look at Mookie Betts' record in October for previous seasons with the Red Sox, John. And when you look at Freddie Freeman's record in Atlanta, no, two MVPs just don't forget how to hit. Here's what has to happen.
Oh, my gosh.
Dave Roberts and Rob Van Scoyoc, the Dodgers' so-called hitting whisperer. I'll tell you what, the only thing he's whispering right now is a bunch of bullshit, which is analytics in their ears. All right? Yeah, who's ever tossing the balloons up there, call me a clown. I don't give a rat's ass. All right? So,
Logan, where'd you find that balloon?
Oh, I didn't do it.
dog's dead ass, you didn't do it. But anyway.
It's not my fault old man Withers is starting a balloon thing here. I mean, for his little party that he's having.
Okay, but look, in all honesty, though, and being serious here, shelving my passion just for a minute, guys. I do think, though, that overall that long layoff did affect the Dodgers from a physical standpoint because when Mookie got cold, when Freddie got cold, the rest of that lineup got cold. So there is a lot of evidence to prove that if you have that week-long layoff, whether you're a division champ or a wild card berth or whatever, it's going to affect your play. But bottom line, though, still at the end of the day, your manager and your coaching staff have to get you ready to play the games. And Dave Roberts and Rob Van Scoyoc and their coaching staff clearly didn't do that. And that's one of the reasons why they lost last season.
And that's my argument there. And I'm sorry, I'll be quick here, Dylan, is just, not only did Freeman and Betts not be able to hit a beach ball, but Acuna, and Albies couldn't hit one. Rutschman couldn't hit one. It's just the way it works. And they should not have to wait a week, whether you're supposed to practice and simulate games or whatever or not. Change the format so that these guys are playing within a few days. And my number one thing, too, would make the divisional round a 7-game series. If that means you got to take away regular season games or anything like that, fine. But just make that divisional round a 7-game series.
That's not a bad idea. 162 games is getting too. Right. And like I said, it's like we said, Joe, 162 games plus that playoff format, it kind of dilutes.
Well, a
team like the Dodgers or the Braves, that they all of a sudden you look up and now you're missed a week and now you're down 2 games at home and you lose one more and you're done. So at least with a 7-game situation, you have a little bit more time to recover. But again, don't give that much of a layoff to those teams that had all the momentum going into that series.
I've got the perfect format for the wild card round. Regular season ends on Sunday. We're not going to have a best of 3 wild card series. If the home team wins game 1, then the division series starts Wednesday. If the road team wins game 1, then they must win game 2, and then that's a winner take all game. So it's at most 2 games, but if the home team wins, it's only 1 game, and then the LDS starts Wednesday.
Well, Bob Costas, that's an excellent idea. Bob Costas suggested that too. He basically suggested like the NBA's play-in tournament. The second and third wild card play a 1-game playoff, and whoever wins plays the next wild card. And then whoever wins, then the divisional round starts with those 4 teams. I love that idea.
And here's one other thing. The LDS is playing the home team's ballpark.
Okay. I would go for give every advantage to the higher seeds. Now, again, if the lower seeds win all those games and go far, then they've earned it.
Yeah.
By the way, I do have a question for everybody about the trade deadline. Who are the winners and who are the losers today?
Losers
good
are the Astros.
How?
How are the? Let's see. I think they overpaid for Kikuchi
Well, yeah, they
by a
definitely
lot.
overpaid.
And I think they didn't capitalize on a lot of things that they should have. And in a tight race in the division, where in the American League the wild card is not guaranteed, as it is in the NL. I mean, that's kind of the AL East right now. It's theirs to take, basically. And so maybe one AL West team, but I think the Mariners got better, the Rangers got better, and the Rangers are getting better even without making too many trades because they are getting players off the injured list. They're getting DeGrom in a little bit. They're getting some of these other guys. And so for me, the Astros, they had some needs that they needed some offensive guys. They needed some pitching. I mean, they were in on Yandy Diaz, but I don't think they had the farm. They don't have the depth anymore like they used to because they wasted it, or not wasted it. They used up all their farm system in past trades, getting guys like Greinke in 2019. And getting Justin Verlander and some other guys. And so to me, the losers were the Astros. Winners, I would say
For winners.
I guess the winners would be the Orioles. Or actually, you know what? The Yankees. I'm going to say the Yankees. They could have done more, but I think they got Jazz Chisholm, which is a big piece and kind of underrated. It seemed like it flew under the radar, it seemed like. But, I mean, they've gotten bullpen help. They could have used a starter like Jack Flaherty, but they didn't get him, and so that's a bummer, but that's whatever.
We had a rookie prospect pitch today who, like, even though in place of Garrett Cole as like a emergency thing, and he was down 4-1, but he still went 5 innings in his first game, and he's the number 7 prospect. We've kind of been hiding him, it looks like.
Yeah, Jason, would you put the Dodgers towards the top of that list?
Yeah, I would. I said at the start of the show, I rate their trade deadline a solid B because clearly the Dodgers, they absolutely had to do something to fill a lot of the spots on their roster that have been decimated by injuries. And Andy Friedman and Brandon Gomes did an outstanding job of filling the needs. This wasn't about making the splash by getting a star player. They had to fill needs, and they do that by getting Jack Flaherty, like I said, to help stabilize the front end of that rotation. They get Ahmed Rosario to help stabilize that infield. And thank God, if this means we no longer have to watch Kike Hernandez play third base, so be it. So he's going to help stabilize that infield. Tommy Edman, I know you love Tommy Edman there, Logan. If Tommy Edman can come back healthy from that,
Jason Gap's been getting hot lately.
What's up?
Locks, he's been getting hot lately.
He has, and I fortunately for him, that prevented him from being traded because you're right. Ever since Dave Roberts inserted him into the 3 spot there in the lineup, he's been raking. So
he's got the RBI tonight. I imagine it was a sac fly. I'm looking at that.
It was. So yeah, Joe, you're right. I'm very happy with what the Dodgers did today. Again, they had to address the needs if they were going to move forward, and they did exactly that.
Are they going to start Kiermaier, or what are they going to do with him?
I'm thinking they're probably going to platoon him because, actually, they might start him, Adam, because Andy Pajes is so terrible taking routes to center field on fly balls. This guy needs a freaking laser guider just to let him know where the ball is going. So, and Kiermaier's glove, he's a multiple Gold Glove winner. No knock on Pajes. I love Pajes. I think his future has a tremendous upside, just not as a center fielder. So I would not be surprised if Kiermaier starts, although he's a bit of an injury liability because he's about as fragile as paper mache. Still, I would rather have his glove in center field than Andy Pajes at this point in time.
By the way,
Jason, I think what could end up happening is Edman ends up playing a lot of center field.
I can see that too. I agree with you, Dylan. because you got to give obviously you got to rotate guys in and out for days of rest and everything. So yeah, I can see Tommy Edman playing a lot of center field too.
There was one winner on MLB Trade Deadline Day, and it's a team in Southern California. But it's not the Dodgers. It's the Padres, because the Padres got arguably the biggest fish available, and that's Tanner Scott.
Yep.
I think they gave up a little bit too much for him, though. Or for
I know they gave up way. I know that the Padres gave up way too much, but the Padres developed prospects better than surfboards in Southern California.
Well,
it'll come in handy for that
not
World
only
Series
did the
matchup
Padres-
against the Twins.
Not only did the Padres not only did the Padres get maybe one of the best relievers in baseball, they got Jason Adam from the Rays, and Robert Suarez is next. I mean, you imagine Robert Suarez, Jason Adam, Tanner Scott for the last 9-10 outs of a playoff game. Whew, I'll make the nasty boys look even nastier.
hey,
I did like the pickup. I did like the trade the Guardians made with the Nationals.
getting Lane Thomas.
I thought that was a really good move by them. Now that puts Juan, Thomas, Ramirez, Naylor. That's a pretty good four.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is. And then Adam, they also made another sneaky good move too, didn't they? Getting
I just know that's the one that stuck out in my mind. I looked at it all day today, but I was at work, so I'm trying to remember. Obviously,
Top.
Alex
give me
Cobb.
that deadline trades, huh?
Are you talking to me?
Let me look.
Who are you
they
looking
got
for?
they got Alex Cobb there, Adam,
Alex Cobb that's right. They got Cobb from the Giants.
from the Giants. Yeah.
I forgot about that. I read it, and obviously that slipped my mind. I was more excited about Thomas.
And the Giants also got one of the most legendary New York Mets in history here, Joe. They got Mark Canha.
I know. And they were talking about, like, what are the Giants doing? Because they gave up a lot of guys, kind of making it like they're selling, but then they bring a guy like Canha in. So, they were talking about that on the Mets game tonight. It's like the Giants definitely sent some mixed signals as far as, like, what direction exactly are they going?
I think
Farhan Zaidi.
when they announced this morning they weren't getting rid of Snell, that kind of told me they were buying. But then they make this trade and get rid of Cobb, and I'm like, I forgot that did.
And they got rid of Soler too, didn't they?
Yeah,
they got Soler went to the Braves.
He went back to the Braves.
Yep.
So that was confusing too. Yeah, right.
They were wanted. Yeah, they made it sound like they wanted to get rid of Snell, and then they got rid of Soler, and they said, "Oh well, we got rid of the money that we were wanting to get rid of, so we don't have to get rid of Snell anymore." I'm like, I mean, Snell is going to opt out after the season. I mean, I don't think there's anyone who thinks that he's going to stay with the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense why they wouldn't trade him. I believe the Yankees would have gone after him, and they would have even paid for him. And I think it doesn't make sense to me. But Jason, I actually want to ask you a question, because this has been a question I've been struggling with the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, go ahead.
This offseason, I think the Dodgers need to seriously consider cutting some starting pitchers, or people who are claiming to be starting pitchers, like Walker Buehler, Dustin May, even Kershaw, I think, and even who's the other, Gonsolin, because they get injured all the time. Dustin May, I don't think he's made more than 10 starts his entire career. Walker Buehler has to have Tommy John surgery every other day. And Kershaw, I mean, the last couple of years, he's been kind of flaky too with his arm. And I think the Dodgers' biggest downfall these last couple of years has been that they have this great pitching, and then they can't last past May. And anyways,
Yeah, no, I definitely hear what you're saying, and a lot of that, again, Logan, stems back from their philosophy, which in part pisses me off to no end, but also it's what guides.
That's
their
why we got
success.
lighter in the trade deadline to get out of innings like that and extra innings.
Yeah, so I mean, and also something else to consider too, Logan, is that the Dodgers have made no secret that they are going to put a full court press on Roku Sasaki in the offseason when he gets posted, because they want to pair him with Yamamoto and Shohei. And when you look at the Dodgers pitchers there from a contractual standpoint, they're still on the hook for Dustin May's salary through next season. So they hold a club option on him through next season. They have a club option on Gonsolin through 2026, I think. Kershaw, I think regardless of what happens to him, this will be his last year in a Dodger uniform. LA signed him to a one-year deal just to give him another season of glory to see what he can do. And even if he does play beyond next season, I don't think it'll be in an LA uniform. And as for Walker Buehler, the writing is starting to be on the wall. So you're right, Logan. I think Andrew Friedman and Brandon Gomes are going to have some tough decisions to make about their oft-injured pitchers going into the offseason. But again, given the fact that they are just salivating right now and creaming in the pants for Roku Sasaki, they're also experts at mixing up their payroll as well, restructuring contracts.
Yeah.
What they'll do first is they're going to identify, number one, the guys that will be able to come back and contribute right away. Number two, they're going to look at the analytics like they always do. They're going to let the analytics drive their decision. And then number three, they're going to cut bait with the guys that don't fulfill those other two criteria. And that's what, again, is what's going to determine their upcoming success here in the winter.
Yeah. I forgot about Roki being up.
Yeah, well, yeah, Sasaki's going to be wooed by everybody. Boston, LA, the Cubs, the Yankees, the Mets, the Giants have said they want in on him. The Mariners want in on him, the Blue Jays. So the Dodgers won't be the only suitors for him, but they will put on a full court press for him nonetheless, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The Cardinals are beating the shit out of the Rangers. Huh?
Yeah. Did I already say that in Fam's first at bat he had a grand slam?
Oh, no, you didn't, but you did now.
Oh, okay.
And who the hell does Kevin Biggio think he is? He's hitting home runs all of a sudden. Testing kid for steroids. What the F, man?
Oh my God.
Was Pham on the Cardinals before?
Yeah, he started off.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I didn't like him whenever he was on the Cardinals, and I really didn't like him when he left the Cardinals. And who Matt Vasgersian said today, he left in such a hubbub whenever he got traded to the Rays about how he didn't get any playing time and how the Cardinals screwed with his playing time, whatever, and how he's never going to forgive them. And then he's traded to the Cardinals and he's all smiles and everything. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, your Dodgers tonight, huh?
What's up?
Dodgers woke up tonight, huh?
They're currently up 5-0 on San Diego right now, but
even Alvin Biggio hit a home run tonight.
Yeah, hit a 2-run jack.
Oh man,
Don't
John,
worry.
those three killed us, huh?
That's all going to change when they bring Evan Phillips in to cough up another 6-run lead.
What happened, Adam?
Those 3 errors killed us tonight, huh?
Sorry, man. We embarrassed them last night. We a little bit of a comeback. They got us tonight. It's
10-6, but those 3 errors had to have hurt.
So
yeah.
we have a Pirates fan, 2 Cardinal fans, 2 Yankee fans technically, a Mets fan, and a Red Sox fan, and then a Dodgers fan, obviously. So how far
Who's the
do you
second
guys?
Yankee guy besides me, though, Logan?
Me.
And Jamie, you are aware that Logan was at the 62 in Globe Life Field.
Oh yeah, I saw Judge hit 62. It was awesome.
Yeah, that dude's unbelievable. Every year he just outdoes himself. It's amazing.
So how far do you guys think your team is going to go in the playoffs, or maybe not the playoffs, since we have a Pirates fan here?
Well, you always like
No.
I said on paper, like they're as good as
Now
like-
hit
like-
back home run.
no, but Logan, it goes back to what we all talk about. They got Judge, Soto, Jazz. their pitching isn't bad. The bullpen is good when it's on, but
Not good either.
I mean, but like I said, it depends whichever way the wind blows with the playoff format. That's what I'm saying. Because like I said, at least like I said, the Yankees have at least been able to get to the ALCS with it. But like I said, I think they could go all the way, but it depends the draw they get with this playoff format. Because I think they can do it this year. Really think they can.
Any team could be 2 and done, and any team can go to the World Series, in my opinion, as far as it once you get there.
This is the most stacked roster they've had in the Aaron Boone era, I think. I think it's the most stacked in the 2022.
Hold on, guys. Jay's got to do some family shit. So, Jay, any parting word?
What?
Yeah, Logan, I got a family. Got to do
Jason,
some family stuff, bro.
I'm the only one that matters.
I don't think Aaron Boone's a good manager.
Logan, you are, and you will always be my number one. You're my Paul Rudd, buddy. You're my bromance. Okay, there you go. Last parting words. It was a very fun trade deadline today. Fun to see all the deals that went down, and even fun to see the deals that didn't go down. It'll be an exciting race to the finish here. Looking forward to see how all of our teams end up here at the end of the season. As always, it's a pleasure being on with all of you guys, talking ball. You guys are all great. Respect all of you. Love you all, guys. Take care. Peace out. See you on the flip side. You can follow me there at Dodger Jason on Twitter, and you can throw clown balloons up in the air like Logan did to me earlier, all right?
I didn't do anything.
It's all good. You guys take care. Peace out.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right.
We'll see you, buddy.
Oh.
With the Red Sox, man, I think it honestly comes down to the offense. The offense, they need to click. I'm not saying they got to hit 15 home runs and score 23 runs each game. The pitching is obviously the weak spot right now for the 2024 team that they have. I think the hitting needs to show up, show out. Give these pitchers 3, 4, 5 run lead. Give them a little bit of comfort, a little bit of a cushion for not being exactly perfect over the plate. A little bit of room for error. With that being said, probably ALCS. Definitely not yet for a World Series. That time's going to come with some of the prospects they have down here in Worcester, some moves they can make down the road. But ALCS is probably the cap right now for the Boston Red Sox if the offense is hitting on all cylinders.
How are the Pirates going to do, Adam?
I don't know. We made a couple moves. Obviously, I don't know. I didn't even expect getting De La Cruz today. I really didn't. That kind of surprised me. Mike Boyd Taylor's now making fun.
Right now, you're beating the Astros 5-2.
No, Mike Boyd Taylor's hit back-to-back jacks. He hit the game winner last night. Almost knocked the train apparently off the tracks. And then I don't know where this bomb went today, but he just did another bomb. So Mike Boyd
both
Taylor.
The Pirates and the Cardinals are 54 and 52. By the way,
Cardinals are also winning tonight. They're beating the shit out of the.
I'll let
Rangers.
you keep going though, Adam. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm just going with your conversation there, Jam.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, why don't the Colorado Rockies trade Ryan McMahon at the deadline? Like, the Rockies don't trade anyone at the deadline. They trade Tua when he was past his prime, and then they waited until 2021 before moving Arenado.
It's because he wants to take he still loves taking the shot of Blue Moon in the locker room.
Like, you think, yeah.
Colorado, Blue Moon. That's where Blue Moon was made.
I mean, the Colorado Rockies are basically like as bad as the Marlins and White Sox, and yet the Marlins and White Sox basically trade everyone, yet the Rockies didn't trade McMahon or who was the other one? Cal Quantrill.
I didn't know that team still exists, the Colorado Rockies.
If they were going to trade anybody, they should trade Chris Bryant because he's done absolutely nothing since he's been there.
Or trade Dinger, their mascot. No, just kidding.
By the way, Joe, the Colorado Rockies' first game at Coors Field was against the Mets.
95, was it?
4, right?
95.
95. They played a mile high the
They're
first
tied
couple
against
of
the Angels at 2 right now, the Rockies.
Okay.
Well, it was fun, guys. I had a long day, but I wanted to just come and jump on. I saw you guys were live for the
Logan,
first
we
time
do this
ever.
every Tuesday, bud.
You're invited to come back every Tuesday, dude, when you got the time.
Oh man, this is
If
a
you want
party,
to jump
isn't
on
it?
with Jamie, he does it earlier than I do, 8 o'clock. He does the Subway series, Joe and Jamie.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
I do.
Oh, that's
Sure
cool.
they'd like to have you on one time.
Yeah, one time and then that's it.
Well, yeah,
No, I'm kidding.
I can't just take over someone's show, even though I produce it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Logan, you're welcome to come every fucking time.
Oh, that would be. Oh, I could definitely ruin a show for sure. But anyways, but thanks for having me on tonight. I'll see you guys another time.
All right, good seeing you again.
I'll talk to you after. I'll talk to you later, bud.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, Logan. That guy's a
Jamie?
character.
Jamie, you said something earlier as far as a stacked lineup what the Yankees have. I think Boone has to go up. I think you need a new manager at the helm of the New York Yankees. It's a bold take. I just feel like they haven't done anything great. They've lost the wild cards, ALCS again, losing to the Astros. They got swept. I just feel like they need a new voice in that locker room. I think Boone is not the guy. I think you need somebody else probably to come in there and do something with that team. As stacked as they are, they should be doing a lot more than what they are doing. This is a Sox fan talking. Like, I'm serious. Like, seeing what they do and just kind of fizzling out toward the
Right,
end.
I get it, but look at what you obviously did with Cora re-signing him. So that's what I think is interesting though about that whole thing.
Cora's proven success, though. What has Boone done?
Mm-hmm. Give him the right team to do it, and he will.
But you just said again. I'm not argumentative. I'm just having a conversation. But you just said it's one of the most stacked lineups he has. So why are they where they are? Why, you know what I mean? They should be leap years of where they should be. Cora's proven. He's won rings. He's taken teams that are this year, proven. Probably should be a basement dwelling team. Has these guys playing third place, borderline second place if they play their cards right. 1.5 games out of the wild card currently, depending on what happens in the Yankees games. They're tied 5-5 right now. Like, I'm just saying, like,
no, the Yankees are up 6-5.
Yes, hit another home run.
Wow.
Yeah, but here's the thing: he's also a 600. His winning percentage as a manager 600 though.
Yeah, but listen, in New York and Boston, that crap doesn't matter, man. It's about
no, actually, it kind of
you're
does
doing.
because Joe Torre had the same thing.
It only matters in Pittsburgh if you're just a game above 500. You're fine.
Joe
world
Torre
thinks-
had the same thing. And look
We're not
at
talking
him.
football 500 guy. Okay, listen, we're talking Steelers talk. We'll talk about that.
Go ahead, John. We can
You
agree
just
to
said
disagree.
600 winning percentage is shit.
No, Jamie, I'm serious.
And the
I
Phillies
think
just tied
he's
it.
good. He's good. He gets it done. Great winning percentage. Good. Take first place. Take second place. You're losing wild cards to the Sox in a year. You're getting swept by the Astros in the ALCS. I'm just saying, you need as much as the bats that they have and what they're doing going out and getting these guys. You need somebody to get them over the hump. At least have a World Series appearance, even if you're losing. It's fine, but like they can't get out of the AL. And with the lineup they have and the decent pitching, but that offense, somewhat of a modern day murderer's row. Maybe not this year, but a couple of years back, and they still can't get there. They're just it starts with the manager. At the end of the day, the manager is the guy who has to take the heat for that.
Well, could part of the problem with the Yankees be that the Yankees are so dependent on Judge and Soto right now? I mean, because other than maybe Jack's system, I don't think the Yankees have like any other guy hitting above the league average.
And the league average is only 240. That's
No,
all.
I mean, not batting average wise. I mean, power wise, like Gleyber Torres is hitting below league average power wise.
I just think everybody has that problem because the league average is only like 240 now. Every team's got that problem where a guy's only hitting that much, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, is that the manager or is that just them not hitting the damn ball? That's the thing.
But it always falls on the manager, though. Even if the lineup is trash, whatever ownership rolls out there, it always falls on the manager.
In baseball, it's not like I just think it's different than a head coach in hockey or college football or the NFL. I just think it's totally different.
Could be.
It's such a different sport, baseball. That's why.
As the head coach, though, you guys got to motivate these guys, get them out there doing their drills, making sure they're getting their their reps in the batting cage, watching them on the field. It's actually more so than a head coach, where you have a defensive coordinator, an offense coordinator. Yeah, you have a hitting coach and things like that. But as a head coach, you need to make sure that these guys, you sit them. If you're not performing, you gotta rotate things out. Look at what you have going on in your farm system, and make these guys realize it's performance based. That's more so now than any. I'm not going to the analytics thing of pull the pitcher in the third inning with all that shit. But go ahead, Adam. You want to say something?
Yeah. So when I worked down in the stadium, right, you're just talking about the coaches monitoring their players, make sure they're doing their shit right. There was a pitcher that would pay a kid to ride the bike for him to make it look like he rode the bike.
But if they were to get a new manager, I would just promote Shelley Duncan from Scranton.
Sometimes all you need is a new set of eyes, a new voice that people listen to. Like it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying anything about Boone, man. Great manager. He's another player's guy. It is what it is. But to compare him to Cora has look at the lineups before you compare Cora and before you start comparing Boone. Look at the lineups.
Two different playing styles.
Cora's making
Cora's got a smaller.
Look what Boone has.
I'll let you talk first, and then we'll compare the different playing styles. Go ahead.
No, it's just a matter of the lineups. Look at what the Yankees have in their lineup, 2 through 5 even. Look what Cora has on his lineup. Yeah, you get Devers. Cool.
Cora plays a different style, though. Cora has them just swiping bags and everything. The Yankees are long ball hitters. That's the difference.
If you're gonna live and die by the long ball, that's a problem in itself.
It seems like the Red Sox more producing players is like 3 through 5, 3 through 6. And whenever you look at the Yankees lineup, it is definitely 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Now that's
the reason why I would promote Shelley Duncan is because it's a new voice, but it's a continuity hire at least. It's not having to go outside looking for a totally different person. I don't think they need to do that.
Jamie, are you listening to what we're saying? Like, we're talking about the lineup and how the Red Sox like more set towards power in 3 through 6. Whenever the Yankees are more power 1 through 4, the whole different setup. It's a whole different, John. Is that more of like the go-to? Just let your 1 and 2 guys try to get on, and then.
I feel like that's how Cora's always played it, even going back to when Mookie was here. That's just the style. But again, to Jamie's point, though, it is a difference in style. But if you're living and dying by the long ball, that, my friend, is an issue. I don't care what team you cheer for. You can go for anyone from Cleveland all the way over to Miami. It doesn't matter, man. Or all the way to California.
Oh, that's a new belt, ain't it?
What's up?
Is that a new belt? Or did you just clean it? The one
Which
on
one?
Well, you're right. No, the one on your right. Yeah.
It's different. Look at the screen. Don't it's not funny. Like it's this one.
The one on your right.
Actually, they don't make the World Series this year, then yes, I think he is gone.
No, but maybe Boone, but as the head coach, right? That means as the manager, you got to sit there and you got to look at your line, you got to look at your tape, you got to go, shit, man, we're getting beat. These guys know we're not hitting long. And if you hit a long ball, who's to say it's always a 2-3 grand slam? It's a single. Singles are way less than if you get 2-3 guys on the Cora style. You get that base hit, that double down the gap wherever you are, 2-3 are scoring in. So that's on Boone to go, shit, I think we need to adapt. Everyone knows you pitch Judge a certain way, you pitch certain guys in the lineup a certain way. Yeah, okay, get rid of them. Now let the rest of the lineup produce. And that's what we're talking about. None of these guys are hitting the league minimum. And again, it's a different time. Pitching is a lot. There's a way bigger minimum on maximum as far as pitching. But it's like, if that's not working for you, if Judge isn't hitting when he needs to, Stanton's not doing what he needs to, you need to adapt and go, shit, maybe we need to do a little more run and gun, hit and run. So whatever you got to do, that is on the manager. That's not anyone else. The hitting coach is no one else. It's on the manager to have a strategy, looking at what teams do, looking at the catchers, looking at the pitchers, what they do, that whole stuff that the manager needs to do. And not analytics. Watching film, seeing what pitchers and catchers do, that's on that. And that's all I'm saying. Maybe Boone is not the guy to really go forward with that, with this great lineup that you're talking about, because they do have a great lineup. They really do. But the fact that they haven't gotten out of the ALCS and the last ALCS they were in, they got swept. Like, that's a problem. That's definitely a problem, especially like Boston, like New York. Championships matter. If no one wants second place here in any of the states that are you and me border, nobody wants second place. It's a championship, and if you don't, answers need to be had, and it usually starts at the head, and that's the manager. But yes, it is a new belt. This belt, it's not new. I just haven't had it on. If it goes, you watch Daniel Bryan. He had this run in WWE where he was the Earth champion. So he got rid of all the metal stuff, all the leather. This thing is probably 4 pounds. It's made of almost like a hemp material, wood, and beads. It was a thing of like, it was a vibe. I could talk about it for 20 minutes about it. But anyway, yeah, I've had this for a while. But yeah, this is a Daniel Bryan belt. I've had it. It's not new.
It's brand new. I'd never seen it before, so
I threw it on here for this one, but at the end of the day, like
you brought it out for SummerSlam.
Yeah, But yeah, no, I agree. No, Jamie, I think they have a great team, but maybe, like you said, maybe Duncan is the guy to come up and go, guys, you've been doing awesome, but hey, let's try some new shit. Let's do some stuff. Let's hit the Funko a little bit. Let's work on some hit and run. Let's work on maybe reading the picture a little bit more, watching some film, seeing some tendencies. What are we doing here? They have a pitch clock. They're working fast anyway. They're maybe not paying so much attention to you, getting your speeches in the right spots on the lineup. And again, Cora has some flaws. He does. But for what he does as far as stacking his lineup with the 1 and 2, like Adam said, getting them on, and then letting your big guns, whether it be 445 feet or a blooper over short, those guys are going to score it. And that's kind of where you need to lead, especially the American League too, how it's still a difference with National American. With American, the more runs you can start putting up on these pitchers, the more so they're kind of looking back, and they need to be more finette in like what they're doing with their pitching. One mistake can cost you 2-3 runs.
The reason why I said promote Shelly Dungan is because I don't think they need to go out like outside of to get a new guy in there. I just think it's promoting within what they've currently got, because what they've got internally is good too. Not just Aaron, but what they got internally as an organization is still is I think can work.
Now is Duncan down at? Is he at the AAA? Or
yeah,
is he
he's the manager. Okay. He's the manager of Scranton.
That's probably the best way to do it, because you're bringing a guy up to the major league. He's running those guys, and then the guys that come up from AAA. Oh shit! Oh, I worked on. I know Coach. I know Skip. I know him. I know how he works. I know how he operates. I'm comfortable with him. Those guys are going to go to bat now at a different level, major league. But now they're going to listen to him. They're like, okay, I'm already tuned into how he runs things, how he goes. That's probably the best way to do it, is to bring Duncan in.
And knowing the Yankees, they believe in continuity, so that would be the best hire in terms of continuity hire.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. It's just that's the thing with the Yankees, though. They've always been a team like that, Alex. I mean, John, because other teams are like, we want to pull the plug on certain guys too quick. And the Yankees obviously have never really believed in that, though.
But Boone, I think Boone has had his run. I know they called for him. I think 2 years ago they were calling for his head. They want him out of there. I think it was at the sweep. Like, I think last year, was it? Probably last year or the year before.
Last year.
Last year it was, yeah. So I think they know they were calling for his head.
Last year, I don't blame that one on him. Last year, that was just a down year because they were playing a bunch of young prospects at the end of last year, and Judge got hurt too. So,
yeah, but you got to the ALCS, right?
Not last year, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Last year was a down year because we were playing a bunch of young prospects at the end of the year. That's why.
That's right. They didn't make the playoffs last year, I think.
Yep.
Although that team last year could have made one of those Diamondback World Series run with the way they were 82 and 80. Who knows if they would have gotten in the way they were.
They got hot.
With these standards, 82 and 80 is a World Series team.
Oh yeah, you got
it's shitty for the Yankees. It's shitty for the Yankees, but it may have been good if they got in the playoffs. So
yeah.
So pick your poison.
All right, we can't have dead air, so we got to talk about something. Pirates. What are we doing?
I've got a trivia question for you.
Who's Stanton's coming in?
All right.
We know Nolan Ryan's the greatest strikeout pitcher in the history of baseball. Who was it? And I am the trivia savant. Nobody can stump the Big D, so I figured let's do some trivia. Who was Nolan Ryan's 5,000 career strikeout victim? No cheating. No cheating. You can't look it up on Google. You can't
George
look it
Brett.
No, I don't know. If I look on Google, I'll know. I don't know.
George Brett.
Yeah, I jokingly said backstage probably Robin Ventura, but that's
And I'm
a
going to
joke.
say George Brett. Mr. Pine Tar.
You want a hint? You want a hint?
Yes, I'll take a hint.
This guy's a Hall of Fame outfielder.
It's not George Brett, right?
No.
Okay.
Outfielder.
Can we get a team?
Can you tell us what year this happened?
Yeah, how about year?
What team did he play for?
He played on this. He played on this team multiple times.
Oh, come on.
Man,
It's an excellent question.
I know the time frame he got that 5,000. So if you give me, I need a team. Come on, you gotta give me a team. At least a team.
Don Manningly.
Huh? Say it again.
Don Manningly.
No.
What year? What year was this around? Give us like a time frame, like
Ricky
92 to
Henderson.
Well, no, I know.
Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. Jamie with the answer. Ricky Henderson.
Ah, excellent.
89.
89.
Yeah. If you had said Oakland, I would have been like, all
I
right.
stumped the Big
It's
D,
probably
but
a
it
good
took me
guess.
3 tries.
All
I
right.
still got it, though.
Anyone
All
see
right.
Jose Canseco's tweet today? Said the A's were signing him today for Jeff Paxton.
Now, does somebody have any trivia questions for me?
Yes, I do, Dylan. Okay, so Paul Skeens is the 5th pitcher in MLB history to start an All-Star game as a rookie. Who and what year was the last rookie to start in an All-Star game? Who was it and what year was that? And what
Would
team
that
did
be
he
like
play
Mark
for?
Vickers in 1976?
Youngest rookie?
Wasn't
No,
Dwight
the
Gooden, was
last,
it?
no, not the youngest rookie, the last rookie to start in an All-Star game.
Started an All-Star game.
Oh,
Wasn't
wow.
Dwight Gooden, was it?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody might get this though, but do you guys give up? Do you want to keep going? Do you want me to
Hold
just
on,
say
let me
it?
think of it.
Yeah, we'll think.
Dude. I'll take a hint for 100.
Oh, Fernando Valenzuela, 1981.
Nope.
Oh,
He played
Wait,
for
a
the
phone
LA
friend? What are you doing?
Dodgers.
played for the Dodgers.
He was a pitcher,
Last rookie.
obviously.
Oh God.
And I
mean, I'm out-
believe he
I'm out-
ended
I'm
up
out
going,
without
and I
Google.
believe 2 years after he did this, he went to the Yankees.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
Wasn't Tommy John, was it?
Nope.
Boy, we all look dumb on this question.
That's an excellent question.
damn.
Steve Howe.
Nope.
Good
Was
guess.
this
though.
guy so bad, or did the Yankees trade for him?
No, I think the Yankees. Oh no, never mind. He didn't. He ended up not going to the Yankees. Never mind. Do you guys give up, or do you want me to? Are you going to keep going?
Is this recent, or is
or do
it
you
like
want me to-
way back before all of us?
No, this is in the mid '90s.
All right.
Okay, I think Kevin Brown?
Nope.
No.
But you did pitch for the Dodgers. You were right though. You're right about that though. Right team, just wrong player.
Yeah, he started with the Marlins, didn't he?
Then he went to the Yankees, actually.
Mhm.
Kevin Brown.
Dodgers, then Kevin Brown was MLB's first $100 million pitcher.
Dodger mid-90s.
Oh God, no, that'd be.
I think of mid-90s is Giants, Dodgers, and Braves.
Boy, not only we got dead air, but we're going to fill this whole podcast with smoke coming out of our brains here too.
No, for real. I'm so... All right, give up, damn it, JB. I need to answer.
It was Hideo Nomo in
God damn
1995.
it! Oh, of course it's Hideo Nomo. Ah.
Should have known that.
John,
Yeah.
you started talking WrestleMania or SummerSlam coming up.
What happened?
Okay, I need another one. I need to redeem my trivia knowledge.
Let's see. Let's see what we got here.
All right, there was a man from Nantucket.
John, did you take infield today too, or no?
No, they just did batting, so that was cool.
I wasn't sure because I saw Ballpark Buzz was at a stadium taking.
Who won the
infield.
AL batting title in 2006?
Joe Mauer.
Who said that?
Oh,
Man.
Dylan,
You got
Dylan
it.
Fast.
Wow, that was quick.
Boom.
And
Dylan didn't
okay,
even-
who won
Joe
the AL
Mauer,
MVP in 2006?
Hall of Famer
Justin
Joe Mauer.
Morneau.
Huh?
Justin Morneau.
You got it, Dylan.
Wow.
And who came in second both of those awards?
Sorry, do we pay attention to
Robbie Cano, don't you know?
Nope.
Mookie.
Mookie didn't play in 2006.
No, it's just throwing it out there.
It was Derek Jeter.
Ah.
Wait a minute, he wouldn't have been. Oh yeah, 2000.
Yeah, he got
thought-
second in the
yeah,
batting
yeah.
title to
I
Joe
know it was
Mauer, and he
Yankee.
also came in the runner-up for the MVP to Morneau.
Didn't Jeter finish running off to Mao in the 09 MVP?
I believe so, yeah.
Here's a question. Now, this is not trivia. I'm just asking. You guys might know. What was the year that Cabrera won the Triple Crown?
2012.
It was 12. Okay. I didn't know how far back it was. Thank you.
There you go,
I
Tonka.
would
Yankees
love to
win
see a
7-6.
triple crown again, man. I'd love
So
to see
I
it.
never thought we would. So I was shocked that Cabrera
Yeah.
did it. But
You do.
I'd love to see a 400.
Oh,
I mean,
dude. Nowadays, though, that's so tough.
I think it's less possible today than it was even 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, there's so much I feel like against the hitter right now, like to get that. Like it just
Yep.
sucks.
It's everybody just throwing gas, though. Fastball, four-seam fastballs.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think the fastball's the problem. It's just throwing sweeper pitch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is a
Some of
sweeper.
these, some of
too,
these
but like I
breaking
said,
pitches are nuts.
the first instinct is to just gas the hitter with that fastball like Paul Skeens does, and basically like Garrett Cole does too.
You guys want to laugh? I thought that was a Canadian thing. The first time I ever saw sweeper on the board as a pitch was at a Blue Jays game in Toronto. They kept putting sweeper. I was like, what? I never heard of this. This
What
was
is that?
last year. And I guess then it was, of course, I saw it everywhere. But
I think
Yeah,
MLB
Triple Crown would be
should
great.
I think MLB should outlaw the sweeper pitch. You can have the slider, you can have the curveball, you can have Mike Mussina's knuckle curve. This sweeper pitch is more confusing than Mike Tomlin going 8-1 this year.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for Matsuzaka's gyro pitch. Listen. It was promised. I want to see it, damn it. I'm still waiting for it.
That's why I think
Remember-
Arthur Smith was Dylan. That's why I think Arthur Smith was hired to be the offensive coordinator. I think he's going to be the heir apparent to Tomlin.
Dude, Jazz is playing MVP level already. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs tonight. On fire. 7
yeah, you think he's happy to be out of
Yeah, he's
Miami?
happy to be there. He's happy to be there. He's happy. He's right. He's riding a high. We'll see what happens. Give him 2 weeks in there. Well, he gets that little 0 for 7, 0 for 8. Get the boo
He
birds
gets
come
his
out a little bit.
home runs in Lincoln Field. They're not in the Bronx tonight. They're in Lincoln Field. They're in Philly.
No, he's
He's the
definitely
guy
riding
they-
high.
he's
If
the
I
guy
was him, I'd be
they
very
needed.
happy to be going to the Yankees.
Yeah.
He's the guy they needed, man. And this
Basement
dude's
to
this dude's a hammer. He's a jack of all trades.
Yeah, definitely a good pickup. Definitely a good pickup.
He could crack the ball out of the ballpark for a home run. He's fast. He can steal bases, which is what they needed because him and Anthony Volpe are the only two guys on the team that can do that right now.
He's a good fielder,
When Volpe's not making errors and blowing games away, he's good at doing that at least.
I didn't think Toronto was going to be as bad as they are this year. I did not think they were going to be in the basement.
That's
I
what
think
Joe and I have been saying on our show the whole
I
time.
did
John.
not know that the fall would be like this. Like,
Well, John, let me tell you this: the Blue Jays
The
couldn't hit
Sox, you guys
water
gave
if
them
they-
some good
All right,
prospects.
hold on. Dylan speaking. Everyone.
Go ahead.
Well, John, let me tell you this: the Blue Jays couldn't hit water if they fell off a boat right now.
bad.
Well,
It's bad, man.
who's having trouble just.
It's
putting the
Canada.
ball-
You just make snow and ice, and you play
Patrick
hockey
Corbin is
out of
putting the
it.
ball over the plate, and those Diamondbacks are just absolutely eating this dude alive tonight. 2 innings, 10 hits, 9 runs.
Yeah.
He
And the
put
Blue
it
Jays,
over-
what
Thing
was
that
it?
ever
3
happened
years
in
ago?
Canada's got Tate McRae.
Was it 3 years ago? The Blue Jays had.
I just talked about Jazz being excited going to New York.
Jazz.
Patrick Corbin's like, I got stuck in fucking Washington.
Joe,
Hey,
you're gonna get
well,
tired of me
good.
doing that all the time on our show, and I just keep going Jazz.
It'll be an excellent
Kind of like
addition.
it's kind of like when they did the Airplane, the movie with Mrs. Cleaver. I can jive.
Yeah.
Jazz.
What
We've
was
been
it?
saying-
What are we looking like? What, 3 seasons ago? When what? Toronto brought in how many? 2, 3, dare I say 4, second or third generation hitters? We had Guerrero. We had like we were like, oh my, these guys are riding high. These guys are going to have
Ernie Clements played a full year. this
Yeah,
year.
to see where they are now, I'm just very surprised to see.
George
What, I
Springer.
didn't think to see what they are. Tampa Bay, I knew that their crash was coming. Once they get to a certain level on their payroll, that's it. It just sells back down. I get that.
Oh, John, that gives me back. You were saying that the Yankees should get rid of Aaron Boone, right? And he hasn't really done anything. Well, look at the Rays. They keep Kevin Cash every year, and he's been there for 10 years.
Yeah, no, you're right. Cash is there for the good times, and he's in there for the bad years and the sell years too. So it's not out of the realm of looking when they start to rebuild to get a new guy in there. So
It's just like I said, the difference is Tampa. They don't have a vocal fan base passionate enough to say anything about it like the Yankees fans do. That's the thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
Tampa Bay, the fans go as they're successful. They go out there and they're in first place. The fans are big.
Toronto's in that same situation. I mean, I think if any team's due for a managerial change that I thought they should have done last year. We've said on our show all year, they're the most disappointing team in the league. Yes,
Yeah.
you have teams that are in danger of breaking the all-time loss record. That's disappointing. But they weren't supposed to go anywhere anyway. Neither were the Marlins or the Rockies. But this is a team that should have at least been fighting for a wild card, if not, fighting for a division. And
Their manager's John Schneider, Joe.
the most lifeless, disappointing team in Major League Baseball, hands down, this year.
Their manager,
agree.
by the way, is John Schneider. He was promoted. He was their bench coach in 2020.
Wasn't he on the Dukes of Hazzard or something?
Manager.
Didn't he come from Dukes of Hazzard? Is that his previous experience? No.
Not old enough and a much different time period. And
I am old enough. I didn't realize they're going to be talking a foreign language there.
He's 44. He's a millennial, so I don't know.
Love it.
He's 2 years young. Get this. He's 2 years younger than Aaron Andrews.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so let's
But Aaron Andrews looks good for her age, though. So let's remember that.
So we've seen the winners, we've seen the losers, we've seen the buyers and the sellers. Let's call it right now. July 30th. Who's going to the World Series? AL NL. Not a winner. Who's going?
Well, I'm going to say this ironically. I whine and complain every single day, every single week about how the playoff format doesn't favor people. This is the prediction I made in the beginning of the season, and I'm going to stick by it. Dodgers and Astros.
Wait, you said Dodgers Yankees too, though.
I did say Dodgers. Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go.
All right.
I'll go with Dodgers Yankees then.
Yep.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
He thinks this is the first year that they both teams buck the curse of the playoff format, and we finally get that matchup that most of the public that like those two teams and the ratings suggest want.
Right. People would watch that.
I know me and Jason would be watching it.
I don't think MLB gives a hoot about their ratings. I really don't. I'm sorry.
They're proving that.
I don't think they care. They really don't.
As long as their product on the field's better than what it
yeah,
is.
if the stadiums are selling and they're selling tickets and put butts in the seats or in stadiums, I don't think they care who tunes into their World Series. I really don't, man.
Yeah, and John, like I said, they made the game more fun and innovative for these younger athletes. As long as they cared about making the product better, that's all it is.
Who do you guys say are going?
I'm gonna try to be a comedian here. I know this isn't gonna happen. Marlins White Sox. I'm just kidding.
Okay, all right. We're talking factuality.
Come on, man. Make you guys laugh.
Let's be.
So Jamie's just saying all the prospects the Marlins just got today, we're all going to take them to the World Series, and it's just going to. That would be the shock and awe. That would be the shock and awe.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Well, Joe, you always fear about the. If the MLB had it their way and those two teams made it, that's the World Series we would get.
I say reality, the Twins Padres World Series that I'm so afraid we're going to get here this year. But
Marlins White Sox
in Miami, and they're like, the game might be moved because of hurricane season.
You're right. Who do you guys say?
I've been in that stadium before. It is nice. They do have a hurricane. That might be like one of the besides Mar-a-Lago, that building might be the other safest building in that whole neck of the woods right there. It's completely hurricane proof from what they were saying. They're saying every window in that place can hold up to an F5. I mean an E5, whatever you rate hurricanes at. But yeah, they said that
hurricane.
They're saying that those two buildings are like two of the best built for hurricanes in Florida.
Well, they're not getting canceled, so we're good to go.
By the way,
proud because of the hurricane, but we're playing baseball.
By the way, as someone who lives in Florida, we deal with enough hurricanes, Adam. So you're welcome to stay in the next if and when we get another hurricane.
I've been through two in Florida.
Where?
I was in Orlando for one when I was like 8 years old. And then when I was in Lauderdale, we were in one, and we were on the outskirts of it because it was on the other side, but we were still in it.
Man, that was a gutsy win for the Yankees. They tried to give the game away, and they still won.
Floor with ice and lived it out. We drank our ass off.
I was over here.
We had a hurricane party.
I was over here when Ian hit, and my neighbor had a foot of water in his house.
Dylan, you're obsessed with water.
We got a bold World Series for you.
Go ahead.
Guardians, Brewers.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Guardians look amazing right now. They might have one of the best consistent teams right now playing in and out. Brewers, obviously in and out. I mean, every other team has that too, but the Brewers have a good mix of pitching, good mix of hitting. They look good up and down the lineup. They're good in the middle. They're good on the back end. Good in the starting pitching. Listen, Cleveland's due, man. Listen. So, Guardians, Brewers, man. Let's go.
Here first.
I'm telling you this much, John. I don't think the Brewers win the NL Central right now. That Yelich injury hurts. In fact, right now, I'm not just saying it because Adam's here. I think the Pirates could end up winning the NL Central.
Wow.
Ooh.
How about the World Series?
I thought you were.
How about this wild World Series that they think Adam and Evan would enjoy? The Pirates and the Guardians, Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
I've got a better World Series than any of you all.
Lake Erie rivalry there for the World Series, huh?
He's Grumity. Dude,
I've got a better World Series than any of you all is thinking about than anybody's thinking about right now. Orioles, Phillies.
No.
We thought that was going to happen last year, and then that
Right.
was going to be the World Series last year, and it never happened. I think so.
I would
Orioles
love
have
to
been begging to get back to the World Series after what they did against Kansas City, man.
Mhm.
Yankees, Mets.
we're going to see the Guardians in Baltimore in the AL, and I'm trying to figure out my NL as we're all talking.
Yankees, Diamondbacks. The Yankees get their revenge from 2001.
How many?
Clay Holmes doesn't throw the ball away for a game-winning double play like Mariano Rivera did, and the Yankees beat the Diamondbacks and get their revenge.
So
How
wait,
many games are left? How many games are now left in the regular season? What, like 50, 54, 55 games?
Yeah, about that.
I don't know. What Dylan said too. Like, I like the prediction. I like it. I don't know if Pittsburgh makes up. Sorry, Adam. I don't think Pittsburgh makes up those 6 games to come up and take over the division. Maybe, I mean, wild card. Maybe if they go on a
They
run.
definitely got a shot at the wild card.
I don't think the 6 games that they're going to need for them to falter enough.
It out against the Yankees. The Pirates do play in-house games for the last almost month and a half.
That's not bad. Then.
Pirates
I mean,
Yankees World Series.
No, Pirates closed out the series.
Hey, that happened in 1960, and we know what happened.
Well, the only problem with that was, Jamie, you said the Yankees are the World Series. That's the only problem.
Joe and I don't see it as a problem.
If we get Olivia Dunn if we get Olivia Dunn pulling the Catherine Webb, that wouldn't be bad for Fox's ratings, right?
Olivia Dunn. Man.
Again,
Sorry, McCann, but I
postseason
think more-
All
is a
Skeet's
crapshoot.
perfect, so they don't have to pay attention to her.
I honestly don't.
I would pay attention to her.
I don't think Minnesota or
Never mind.
Kansas City have what it takes. I think Boston's going to surpass them and get up there for the wild card, man. I just don't think they're so inconsistent, both teams. I just don't know, man. Kansas City's not what they were a long time ago, and I just think they're riding high. Boston's going to go on another run. They have a little bit of a cupcake schedule, quote unquote, toward the end of August into September. And no game obviously is promised, but it's definitely a lot of subpar or 500. And in September is going to be tough for the Sox. It's going to be a tough. Like, that's really going to show what this team is made of, what the pitch can do, and if that hitting can show up, what they can do. Do they contend for the division? Maybe, but the Yankees got to take a big fall for that to happen.
And you still got Baltimore in there too.
Right now, the
agreed.
Yankees and the
Baltimore too.
O's
Yep.
are tied for first place in the AL East.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Baltimore and Cleveland in that ALCS. I hadn't thought about the end.
Not a bad prediction though. That's not bad.
Right. Wouldn't be surprised at that.
Nope. That's good.
Hey, but if we're beating the Phillies though, with Will Warren making his debut, I don't know.
you beat Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola the last 2 nights.
Zach, I'll wheel her. Zach, I'll wheel her.
Okay.
Sorry.
Dude. Then once Jazz calms down, then all of a sudden Aaron Judge is gonna be like, I better heat up now, and then he's gonna hit 8.
But he's gonna keep.
Yeah, you better hope they.
the ballpark.
You better hope they don't take the bubble wrap off too soon, so he doesn't get hurt.
How about
No,
James
no, that's Giancarlo Stanton. That's Giancarlo
Either
Stanton.
way, dude.
Needs bubble
Either
wrap.
way,
He can't
man.
stay healthy.
We talk about a Warrior and James McCann yesterday.
Oh, did you see that?
I did. I shared it on Facebook and Twitter.
The fact that the dude didn't even come out of the game is absolutely incredible.
Dude, he took that thing right off the nose. He's like, give me fucking water, give me some fucking cotton. We're
Get
good.
in. We get back in.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard enough. Like, it's hard enough.
Stanton fears death, taxes, and a good curveball or a sweeper.
I'm glad Stanton finally came back, but they babied him way too long on that injury.
I never see someone get so mad when they miss the curveball by 10 feet. It's fucking awesome. I'm sorry. He can crush a fastball 545 feet, dude. Someone throws him that breaking ball, and he looks at him over at the ump like, yeah, dude, it was a strike. Don't worry. You weren't hitting that anyway. But Judge, man, Judge is definitely, if he stays healthy, Yeah, definitely something that can carry you guys. But you need the other 7 guys to start stepping up.
Yeah, but he's so good now. He's got they give him the Barry Bonds treatment where they just basically purposely walk him now. That's
Yeah, and
wild.
unfortunately, he only gets the bat once.
Are you pitching?
Yeah, but they did that to Barry Bonds back in the day too. They were so afraid to
had
pitch
more
them that they would
intentional
just
walks than
purposely
bats
walk
in one
them.
year. I forget what year, but he had more intentional walks than he did at bats. It was crazy.
Who, Bonds?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, his
That was
on
like
base.
second or third to his retirement, I think.
That's how they pitch. See, your team made a mistake, John. You when you were playing the Yankees, you guys decided to pitch at him, and what happened?
We're just feeling him out. We're just feeling him out for that one game playoff. Don't worry, we'll see you.
At least
We're
Joe.
seeing what he does.
Carlos Mendoza was a Yankees bench coach. He knows how Aaron Judge operates, so he just said, "Okay, give him the intentional walk."
Dude, he put it over the scoreboard.
It was fucking horrible, dude.
See, Joe and I kind of have an affinity for the Mets because I like Carlos Mendoza. He was our bench coach for 4 years.
There are some times though that Judge could have some pitches and he whiffs too. So again, living and dying by the long ball, it's a blessing and a curse, man. Blessing and a curse.
Long ball.
And when you're playing in New York, with
you got to pop the ball.
You want to talk about Pesky's pole being brought in? Are you serious? Like I could probably, if I was taking batting practice in New York, I probably would have hit one out today. Just saying. Like I probably could have gotten one out on a top fly with the wind hitting right out, baby. Let's go. Monument Park. Let's go.
Say it on the show, right, Jamie? What do you got to do to hit it at a Yankee Stadium?
Pop it up, or like you say, blow on the balls. A joke.
It's a fucking bandbox, dude. It's a bandbox.
Hey, the old stadium was the same way. It had the old stadium before they built this new one had the right porch in center field. Too.
Yeah, dude. So
I had the luxury of going to both stadiums.
That's awesome.
How about when David Wells was spot George Steinbrenner? I saw that story the other day.
You remember the David Wells reset? Holy shit, David Wells.
He gave up a home run and was sitting there, and he was so fucking pissed off. He told Steinbrenner to get out of my face, or I'm going to kick your ass. You have till I get back.
I love Wellesley, man. Wellesley he's got no F's given. He just
as long as you're not throwing someone down to the ground, a la Zimmerman, we're good. Like I'm just saying, like,
God Zimmerman.
Yeah, don't be throwing people down. God bless.
You didn't want to get in his way, Don Zimmerman.
Right, you just put your hands out and he falls down.
No, all he did was just it was just the wind got him down. He's just
I'm sorry, you're just defending yourself, stopping some dude from running at you full speed. He just happened to be 90.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Cora with a re-sign coming back. There's one man wanted to see coach this team, and that was Jason Varitek. Like I wanted to see him in that dugout coaching this team, man. That would have been an awesome thing to see. But obviously not going to happen.
It'd be cool to see Stephen Vaught versus or Voigt versus
Big Poppy could have done it, but he loves his gig at Fox too much. He don't want to leave that.
Oh, dude, he's so cushy, man. He's doing commercials too for I think is it DraftKings or FanDuel. Oh, Poppy ain't doing nothing, man.
Or as they say in his accent, Big Poppy.
Listen, man.
Poppy's son's now in the Red Sox.
Really?
Double A, right?
He just got drafted, right?
I think, yeah, double. So it's probably single A at that point.
What's his son's
name?
It's
probably the Sea Dogs.
I think it's Poppy Jr.
Yeah, but talk about I would not want to play in Boston.
David, what's his son's name?
F that. If my dad played that much of a legend in Boston. If you were somewhere like, I don't know, Pittsburgh or some shit like that, I don't know. But if you were somewhere like that, you know, you could come up. Boston, though, man. This guy comes out and goes his first 0 for 4. You might as well just pack it up and go home. Like it's I would not want to cut my chops at Fenway or in Worcester.
His name, Adam. I looked up his name. It was D'Angelo Ortiz.
I thought it was
Big
Lil
Poppy ever go 0 for 4, John?
What happened?
Did Poppy ever go 0 for 4?
Yes, but
I mean,
listen. But that's one of the first weeks he came out from Minnesota. Then he got comfortable and he was fine. And he's happy in Boston. So it is what it is. It's always same thing with Bronny. I never ever got why these kids.
Oh my God!
These,
What?
no. That's not, I'm not trying to open that. I'm not trying to open that can of worms. All I'm saying is I never understood how, as a son of someone, Poppy's a legend around here in Boston. Okay, the guy is an icon. He has a place named after him over the bridge to get to Fenway.
Boston Scally fucking created a Scally cap for Big Pop.
That's what I'm saying. So to come here, like, it's awesome. Obviously, you want to be drafted by the team your dad played for the majority of his career. Maybe if you went to Minnesota, you're like, okay, I'll start here. I'll do the same thing my dad did. I'll play here. I'll go over to Boston. But it's so tough. It's especially Jamie can say this. Obviously, so can Joe. New York, Boston, Philly, tough markets. If you're coming up with someone in those shoes, unfortunately, us as ignorant sports fans expect this and want the same thing when you don't deliver that. We're like, all right, well,
first of all, he's got to get
bigger.
bigger.
Boo you, but after we're gonna boo you because you're not hitting 445 feet home runs. It sucks, but I just would not personally. If that was me, I'd be like, listen, I'm gonna go play for them. I'm gonna play for the Mariners. I'm gonna go play for the Rangers. I'm gonna go somewhere else. And then after my first rookie contract, I cut my teeth, figure out how the show works, get my stuff in. Then I'll go play in Boston if they're looking. But
he's gonna have to get bigger though.
With all that promise and that name. It's notoriety. It's notoriety. That's all it is.
No, but John, he's gonna have to get bigger. He's only 6'1", 190.
All right, we can't get any taller, but hopefully he puts more weight on. So I mean, it's just. Poppy, hey, listen, Poppy was small in Minnesota.
That's a lot of work.
He got the Boston.
Poppy is his dad.
No. When David came over from Minnesota, he wasn't the big. I mean, he's always been a bigger guy, but he was not the size that he was when he started hitting his stride here in Boston.
But it looks like his son's smaller though.
Start drinking that.
They got weights for that. They got weights for that. It's okay. It's okay.
I told you he's 6'1", 190.
He's got a big ass strike zone. He'll be fine.
And his
by then, AI is going to be doing the strike zone. He'll be fine. Take away the ups. They'll be fine.
I know you don't like the ABS, John, but Joe and I like it actually.
Yeah, you know what? I completely agree with everything you just said there. Like, you got guys. Look at guys in today's world: Bobby Witt, Vlad Guerrero. I mean, I think they had a lot less pressure starting in Kansas City and Toronto here, and they were able to establish themselves. So I think if I'm that player, I'd almost rather start in a place like that, in Minnesota or something like that, where the pressure, and then again I establish myself, and then maybe if the time or opportunity arises, I play where my father played or something like that.
Who did his father play for? Bobby Witt Jr.
He played for Texas most of his career. That's why it was really cool for Bobby Witt to go to, play the All-Star game in Texas this year. Yep. But again, even if he ended up playing in Texas, I mean, I guess that wouldn't be as bad as a place like Boston or New York. But still, I think there's no pressure for him starting in Kansas City. No pressure for Vlad playing in Toronto. Probably wouldn't have been playing in Anaheim or, obviously can't play in Montreal these days, but still, I think just Toronto was the perfect starting spot, for him.
And not for nothing too. Daddy Vlad was just insane, man. That man, he hit it up, golfing off the plate 400 feet, man. That dude, right. Man. Woo.
Junior plays the same way. He's built like him and he plays like him. He just pops. He just powers the ball out.
Who, Vlad?
Vlad Jr. He plays just like his old man.
Watching him, I just honestly being told, I feel like he wants the home run. He wants the dinger. He swings for it. His swing obviously is built for it. When that man does make contact,
he's built big like his old man too.
Mm-hmm. He's huge. That man, Vlad is huge. Junior he's a big boy.
He is, and he's powerful.
No, but that's how his dad was too. His old man was the same way, big and powerful.
I'm just waiting for Baby Ass to make his way over to the East Coast.
All right. Anyway, Adam. Can we wrap this show up? I gotta go, please.
Oh man, damn! Calling a shot. Okay. Cool.
Okay. I thought we would have talked wrestling for a minute, but whatever. All right. Yeah. All right. Open Sports Mike's gonna be ending. Jamie, how people get a hold of you, bud?
Certainly, you can find me on Bill's Chat 1 at Bill's Mafia Chat, and also Jamie Malloy, the unbiased journalist, at DJ Dog Tags on X. You could also find me here on Driving to the Top Productions every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock with open mic. I've enjoyed this so far. And then also for our Yankees, Mets, and any baseball fans out there who are tired of the mainstream sports media not giving baseball any love, you can come listen to our wonderful podcast here on Driving the Top Productions. Joe and I, our New York Subway Conversation Chat show tomorrow here at 8 o'clock on our YouTube page, our Twitch stream, our Facebook, or wherever you get your podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, Driving into the Top Productions, because we're always trying to get better every day. So have a good night, everybody.
All right. Joe, you're in summer mode. No kids coming up. I don't know.
Hey, I still have half my vacation left. I'm happy about that. Again, I'm Joe Dell Sports on Twitter, X. And like Jamie said, tune in tomorrow, every Wednesday at 8 o'clock for our Subway Conversation Chat and Mets Yankees talk.
Yeah.
Righty. John?
Hey. So, yeah, you can find me over on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and also on X at Chairshot Sports. Also, too, if you got a little time on Saturdays at 6 p.m., we have a national radio show on Live 365 app. Free, no charge. It's on the Block 105 and also on SoCal Radio. So definitely give us a check. And also new account over on TikTok. We go live once a week, just like we do here on YouTube. So definitely check us out there as well.
Did you figure out the RTM? Did you find anything on that?
No. So I'm literally running it here, and I'm running my phone here on TikTok. So until we figure that out.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe you had luck finding it. And I was like, I have no idea what that was.
No, I have no clue how the hell that works. And that's a young man's game. I'm out of that.
Yeah,
Adam, if you have a second before you get out, I just want to talk to you for a second about some stuff.
Yeah, of course. I was hoping to get some SummerSlam. I wanted to hear your predictions, but
Jamie doesn't want it. Jamie doesn't want none. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
Hey, you can get me at Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube. Obviously, I started sharing the channel a lot more, just trying to get that to grow. Thank you guys for sharing it. I saw you liked it, shared it, so people saw it. The Savannah Bananas might beat the Washington Nationals. I've come to that conclusion. It's me. Twitter, Sports Talking It. Yeah, reach me there. Reach me. You can reach me at any of the websites that. Oh my gosh. So Twitter doesn't let us go live anymore on our main podcast page. Adam's too cheap to pay for that one. Another $8 a month. I don't want to do it. So yeah. All right. Everybody, we're out.
Have a great night.
Peace.